Okay. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing great. Great. Can you hear me clearly? If yes, please type 1. Excellent. Lovely. Okay. Before we start, some of you have already received my feedbacks. Most of you received my confirmation. For a few, I just had some concerns. Mostly, I didn't know what you meant, so I thought that not a bad idea that we have a quick session together, and then we can discuss for the final project. But I'm sure that we are gonna get the best result out of it, no doubt, no doubt. And that's it. Is there any question, any concern before I jump into today's class at class code? Thank you very much. Who asked that? Karish, thank you. X5UQ. I always make a screenshot to make sure that I'm going to just say it at the beginning, but I have to accept I got aged right. So can you please confirm if it works? Merci, Donald. Awesome. Lovely. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Donald. Please just share it with the friends if they join us later and they want to know. Oh, not this one. So today we're going to start with an interesting, very interesting topic. And the good thing is, guys, please stay tuned. Well, actually, we don't have that much participants. And I want to emphasize which slides are the slides that are super important, not only for the quiz, but also in general. So I'm sure after finishing the session, you can directly jump and answer all the questions correctly. If you are ready, give me the first high five, type 5. Merci. Okay. So the thing is, the question that we have for this presentation is, how do I make my pandas data frame smaller and faster? Just a few people are ready for this. Okay, let's see what we are going to do. In some of the columns, we have repetitive info, like what? Like province, we have Ontario, 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 British Columbia, BC, 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 Quebec, Quebec, Quebec. So we have repetitive values. Also, we could have repetitive cities or continent or days like Monday, Monday, Sunday, Monday, and so on. Is it possible that we reduce the size of our data frame instead of using those repetitive values? We replace them with something smaller and faster in terms of operation. Do you have any idea? Before I jump into the slide, I want to see, imagine that you want to write a program and you want to make sure that it works fine, right? What is your suggestion to replace those strings with what? Donald, can you please open the mic and say something? I want to make sure that I can hear your voice if you.
Yes.
Awesome. I can hear you. Then awesome. So Diego says, using unique or sums of those repetitive values. Bravo. But how? Imagine that we do not know the instructions of this slide. We want to reinvent the wheel. We want to start from the scratch. How we are going to do that? Guys, join the discussion. Diego is the first person. Diego. Any other ideas? You can pick the mic and start talking. Donald, how about you? PY, nice presentation, by the way. Yes.
Still thinking.
Still thinking. Okay. So, Haider, you always have bonus answers, so please. Malik, Chloe. Look at this. What if we have a kind of convention? We say Ontario is equal to 0, British Columbia is equal to 1, and we use those things. Do you think that it's going to be less space consuming, memory consuming? Yes or no? Just say yes or no if we just replace strings with integers. Lovely. Excellent. Ali, Wiley. Excellent. Anand. Enums are also a good opinion. Bravo, Anand. But the way that we have it in C# or Java or those kind of things, we do not have it here. Yeah, the thing is, let me tell you one thing, and that is, it's going to be confusing. You always need to have a dictionary to say, okay, Reza, I've forgotten. What was Ontario? Let me just see. 0 was Ontario. Huh? You're here. I'm sorry. 0 is Ontario. So, okay. And 1 is, you can use integers and it uses, but the problem is it's a bit confusing. Is it possible to have a benefit of both, like the readability that we have when we see Ontario, Quebec, British Columbia, and so on? At the same time, we have the smaller memory usage and faster operations. That's the ideal case, right? Guys, did you get the thing? If I convert them to integers and I have some zeros and ones? Lovely. Thank you, Anand. Yes. Okay. Guys, did you get what I'm saying? Thank you, Anand. I appreciate. Let me just appreciate you in practice. And tomorrow that we have a session, Anand, I would be grateful if we can talk for 1 minute before or after the class. Yeah, there's something that I want to ask you. So again, thank you very much. Again, if we have numbers, it's going to be faster compared to strings. If you have strings, it could be more readable and understandable for us. So the question is there a way that we can combine these two benefits? That is the question. And please allow me to start this set of slides. As always, I want you please pull up the info of a data frame as you see here, drinks by country. My apologies to ask you to enter numbers over and over. I want to make sure that we have enough number of crews that we move together. So whenever you are done with that, please type 1. Al Gore, thank you. Who else? Donald, merci. Let's wait for 2-3 more people, and then we're gonna continue. Do I take your time, Stefan? Okay, Eric. Please just get a screenshot if there is any issue, and you can just. Okay, lovely. Thank you, Stefan. Now, I want you to know if you type the name of a data frame, close to quiz question. If you type a name of a data frame and you say .info, it is going to give you a memory usage, but it's not going to be very precise. And the reason for that is, look at here. It says we have country, beer servings, sprit servings, and so on and so forth. And two of them are objects. Okay. Objects are versatile. So it could be, for instance, a string that has just 2 letters, or it could be a string that has lots of words and letters, right? So for that case, we are going to say, hey, you know what? The minimum amount that it is going to occupy, considering that we have just, for instance, 1 character in each object, would be 9.2 plus. Means at least it's gonna occupy 9.2 kilobyte of the data. Does that make sense? Everybody could get that. So it's not precise. It's a kind of approximate. And if you want to, it says that because object columns are references to other objects, pandas wants this info method to run fast. So it just considers, hey, imagine that we have just 1 letter. Let's just keep moving with that assumption and say, at least you need 9.2 kilobyte of data, right? But is there a solution that we can show the accurate amount of memory usage? Yes. In that case, you need to say memory usage equal to deep. And then it's going to show you, yes, exactly, it's going to be 30.5. And to be precise, the 2 object columns that we have, data series that we have, they cause that differences. So you see, it's like over 3 times. Okay, take your time. Use drinks.info without, and once again, drinks.info with memory underscore usage equal to deep. And whenever you are done, please type 2. Peter, lovely. Peter, whenever I design quizzes, I always remember you, that you were kind to correct my issue and problem. Saved my, tons of time. Thank you again. Today I read my quizzes, I think 10 times to make sure it's not gonna make any trouble for anyone. Okay, good number of friends. Thank you. Okay, so look at this one. And now another important point. Guys, you know when I say important point, what it means, right? Okay, if you say drinks.memory usage, it is going to show you the amount of memory that each column uses. And do you think that it is accurate? Accurate. So please type A if you think that it is accurate, and please N if it is not accurate. Lovely. Yeah, it is not accurate. Again, for country and for continent, it is not accurate. So is it possible to ask? Exactly, Anand. Anand, double bonus so far. Great. It is because, and guys, look, these bonuses are just jokes, you know that. This is just to motivate us to just engage more and just get more out of this session that we have. Good job, Anand. So instead of instead of just having an approximate, like a pointer, as Anand said, we can say deep is equal to true, huh? And in that case, it's going to say for country, we have almost 12K, and for continent, we have almost 12K as well, right? So please just add that switch. And as always, because it is kind of a series that you have integer numbers, you can simply say dot sum, and look at this. It shows you 31,000, and it is pretty close. I'm sorry for a sec. it is pretty close to that KB. If you multiply it by 1024, it's going to give you precisely the same answer. Take your time, please. And when you are done and get the same result, or almost similar, please type 3. Thank you, Anand. Alvaro, bravo. Donald, merci. Algor, thank you. Algor, the same as Anand. I would be grateful if you have a minute tomorrow together to talk. Ali, merci. Okay, so let's go to the next. I wait if you want to get a screenshot. Okay, so the question is, how can I be more space efficient, right? Hey, thank you. The thing is, if everybody please type sorted drinks.continent.unique, you are gonna see what does this guy says. It says that, hey, go to drinks. You know that our data set has over 190 rows. And among these 190 rows, we have just 6 continents that they are repeated: Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, and South America, right? So we have those continents that they are repeated. The whole idea that we want to reduce the memory size is assign some digits to those continents. Like instead of Africa, we reserve number 0, and for Asia 1, Europe 2, and so on and so forth. Okay, please just type drinks.continent.head, and you're gonna see it shows you Asia, Europe, Africa, and so on and so forth. So with that definition, we expect to have something like 1 for Asia, Europe 2, and so on. This is super important for me. I want to make sure that you get the concept. We want to, instead of having those strings, we want to have integers to have less memory and more efficient operations. If you got the concept so far, give me the second high five. Type 5. Lovely. Look at this group. Awesome. Okay, so now we go to the next and see. The good thing is you don't need, actually Anand was wise enough to use the knowledge that we have learned so far, but we don't need to go that road and do everything ourselves. Pandas was kind enough to provide this solution for us. You can just simply say, hey, the data frame drinks and the series continent would be replaced with drinks.continent and change the type from whatever it is, which is an object, into category. Okay. And if you just say drinks.type d types, it's gonna show you continent is not an object anymore, but a category. And if you just say, show me the head of continent, you see surprisingly no difference. Still, it shows Asia, Europe, and so on. So even better, we do not feel any changes at all. Huh? Okay. Please finish this one. This time, I don't want you to type 1 after you just finish typing. Look at it. Think about what we did. And when you grasp what is happening, then please type 1. Ali, thank you. Algor, merci. Anand, Alvaro, Haydar. Eric, you lost the game. The number should be 1, not 5. Peter, what's the, no worries, I'm just joking. What's the difference between category and object? That's a very valid question. We are gonna get to that in no time. Okay, it would be more efficient for the data in category. Okay, that's a very valid question. We are gonna get to that pretty soon. Apparently, what we see here is just the name is changed, object just became category, and then here we have, if we say that show me the head, means the first top 5 items is going to show exactly the same thing. But please look at the last line that I pointed by that orange arrow. This time it doesn't say that, it doesn't show that it is just object. It says that we have a categories that contains 6 objects, and they are Africa, Asia, and so on and so forth. Okay, but that is not the whole thing that happened. Let's go to the next part. And I want you, please, everybody, type, this is to answer Peter's question. If you say drinks.continent.category.codes.head, you're gonna see exactly what we expected, to show 1 instead of Asia, to show 2 instead of Europe, 0 for Africa, 2 again for Europe, and 0 again for Africa. Okay, please type this one. I wait for a couple of seconds. You might think that, thank you very much, Anand. You might think why here after the name continent we use .cat. You remember when we wanted to use string functions, we use str. This time, because we have already changed the continent into a category type, we just say .cat. And then we say, show us the code part of that. Actually, we have a sort of dictionary that we show the string part to users while we work with the codes part. So we have a key value kind of things to ease the job for us. What operation happens would be on these codes part, Peter, and that accelerates the job for us. While what people would see is just the string that it was before, so they cannot, feel any problem. Yeah, I think it's a dictionary format to use that. Anand, that's a very valid question. Please allow me to study. I don't want just to say something. I want to study that. So, and let me just save that question. Okay. My pleasure. Thanks for asking. So now it's the time to see what actually happened. What it was before, guys, again, quiz question, you remember? Drinks.memory usage deep is equal to true means show me the precise memory allocation. It was something like 12K. And guess what? Now if you change to categorical, the way that you see we did, it is something like 700. This is the amount of memory that we save. Please take your time. When you are done with typing and you get the same result or similar result, this time please type 2. Okay. Apparently, we just answered part of the Peter's question. Peter asked that we save lots of memory. That's cool, yes. But what about the speed? How it can just, save our time as well. Okay, it's a kind of rule of thumb, Peter. Computers are binary devices. At least we are talking about not fuzzy computers, the one that we work with. They are happier to work with numbers, right? And the numerical operations are very much faster because whatever we do on strings, first it should be compiled to some numbers, and then we do the operations. Does that make sense? In general? So, and the last bonus question that I have, it's going to show you what is happening, Peter. So please just stay with me to get to there. Hopefully that can, shed lights on the concerns that we have. Okay, so let's go to this part. And now I have a question for you. Please just let's have brainstorm together. If that was that great with continents, so why don't we use always this mechanism? For instance, we have country as well. This question is kind of changed and it shapes the third question in your quiz. So please just pay attention to this one. My question is, okay, because it's a good kind of approach when we test it over over the continent, why don't we use it and use it for everything, like for country, for any object? So Peter, can you please elaborate on your answer when you say variation? Okay, allow me just to modify a bit your answer. 6 versus a lot of options, right? Okay, what Peter says, to the best of my understanding, Peter says, Reza, you could use that and get benefit out of it because you just had 6 different continents that you repeatedly use them for different countries, right? So the number of unique values that we had compared to the number of samples and rows, you could see the difference. We had just 6 number of unique values and 193 repetitive usage of those unique values. Does that make sense? Peter, could I paraphrase what you wanted to say? I assume we only use Asia, Africa, and Europe, and so on. So that would only be, yeah, let me just, you're right, that's on the top that we checked. But look at this slide number 11. Here, these are the categories that we had, 6 objects. And the other thing that can show us the unique values here, they say we have 6 values as we see. So, but for the countries, we don't have, for instance, to Canada, we don't have to US, right? So we have 193 countries. So in that case, remember, guys, imagine that I have a note and I keep that note with me. So whenever I see 0, I say, 0 means Africa. If I see 2, that's Europe. If I see 1, that's Asia, and so on. Does that make sense? But in that case, I have to bring, I intentionally show you like this. I have to bring a book to say, okay, what is the code for Canada? Canada C. Wait, guys, wait. I found it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to bring a pamphlet with yourself to just check the codes. So there are two problems. First, you not only save no memory, but also you waste memory to have codes plus the value equal to codes. But also you need to add that looking up processes to find those things. So in both cases, right, it's going to destroy the performance. Al Gore said, I tried the operation on country and actually it exacerbates the situation. Okay, good job, Al Gore. That is what we wanted to do next. So after you do the same thing, please make sure you make drinks country equal to drinks country dot as type. And when you are done with that, just check. And as Al Gore said, before we had almost 12K, and now we have like 18K, something similar to that. Okay, guys, if I were in your shoes, I took a screenshot from what Peter said because it is one of the questions of the today's quiz. Exactly, Peter. Yeah. Guys, I'm sure that at least I can get 0.5 thanks to Peter. Good job. Let's give Peter an appreciation. Okay, so guys, did you get the whole idea so far? Okay, bravo. So let's go to the next part together. This time, please type drinks.category, .country.cat, and then .categories. And this time you see that the indices that we have would be, wow, 193. But if you do the same thing for continent, look, we just have 6 values, right? Please make sure that you can type these two. Let's have a moment of ponder, think about what we did. And when you're done, please type 2. Anand, thank you. Al Gore, merci. Huai, bravo. Okay, so now we can say, based on what we did together and we saw, we can say using the category data type in a correct way would speed up the computation, such as using group by and so on. Because then, Peter, we are going to use group by numbers, not by string. So working with numbers is always faster. In short, using the category decreases memory usage and increases computation speed. Should it be computational speed or computation speed is fine? I would be grateful if you just tell me, because before I post it, I just want to make sure it is correct. So in memory, it is smaller. In computation, it is faster. Okay. Now we are going to the bonus tip together, and hopefully that can answer the part of the question that Peter asked. And that question is, first, let's make a data frame together. Imagine that we have 4 different products and we want to assign different quality to them. For the first and third, let's say that the quality was good. But for the second and last, we say they were very good and excellent respectively. We are going to use a dictionary. We say the ID, the key, would be those numbers, and the other dictionary part, the quality, the key for the second part is quality, and we have those values for it. If you just type DF data frame, it's going to show you a data frame that we have written using dictionary data structure. Please take your time, and when you could finish, please type 3. Anand, you're super fast. Donald, yay. Harsa, Alvaro. Okay, good. Great. So the good thing is, if now you say, hey, sort the values of quality, not surprising, it is going to sort it alphabetically by saying excellent, good, good, and very good, right? So E, then G, and finally V. But it doesn't very much make sense, because if we want to have an ascending order, we expect to have good quality first, then very good, and finally excellent. That is what we could consider as the ascending order, my apologies, for the quality. If you get the issue that we have here, this time please type 4. Excellent. Lovely. Thank you very much. You're awesome, guys. And now we go to the next part, using category, and knowing that when you say something belongs to categories, we have a kind of numerical values that we can easily use as the logical order. So please look at the line number 23. We said cat type is equal to pd.api.types.categorical type, categorical D type. And then we say categories is equal to good, very good, and then excellent in the order that we expect. And remember, the ordered default value is not true. So let's mention the ordered is true. So we want to consider good is 0, and very good is 1, and excellent is the next. Okay. You may say that, Reza, what did you do here? Please pay attention. Like integers, like objects, like floating points, we wanted to have one data type, but not any data type, a specific one, and that is cat type. That is what we have written in line number 23. So we defined a specific type, and we said that type would what? Would contain good, very good, and excellent in this logical order, and the order is true. The next step is we are going to get to the data frame that we have, and we go to the column quality that the type was an ordinary object. We say, please typecast it by saying that as type to this new handmade, man-made data type that we didn't have anywhere else. We just created ourselves. As a result, now, if you go and say df.quality, in the beginning, you cannot see any difference. It's going to show you the same thing like good, very good, good, and excellent. But look at the beautiful part. And that is so cool that at the end, it says we have 3 objects, and good is less than very good, and very good is less than excellent. Isn't it an excellent feature? And still, I kept the cool part for the next slide. Please take your time when you're done with typing this and spend 1 minute to see what happened. After that, if you liked it as well, give me the 3rd high five. Anand, thank you. Peter, thank you. Donald, thank you. Alvaro, merci. Line 23 is a little too long. Yeah. I have no idea how to compress it. We go to Pandas API to the types, and we say, you know what, we want to have a new categorical data type, and the categories include those 3, and order matters to us, so please consider good is less than very good and less than excellent. Okay, I repeated that several times, but still you have all the rights if you think that it is not easy to perceive everything in the first glance. So please work on it at your convenience, and tomorrow when we meet, if you have any concerns, we can talk further. The cool thing is, look at this. Now, if you say data frame dot sort values in the column that we had quality, look at the beautiful part. It says good, good, then very good, then excellent. So based on the order that we defined a minute ago. And even something, in my opinion, that's the coolest part. You can even have logical conditions to say, for instance, the way that we use Amazon, for example, we want to say, okay, show me the products that they are above 4 stars. So here we say, show me by using log. We say, go to the data frame, use the log to show me the columns that the rows that the quality are greater than good, means just very good and excellent in this 2 example. And which columns you want to have. After comma, it says colon, means all the columns. I want to see the rows that the quality is greater than good, but I want to see all the columns. Okay. Please take your time. When you finish these 2, then type 2. Thank you, Anand. Yeah. And the good thing is, you see, we have category data type that we started our session with, and we saw some new features. And because in the back of the scene, actually what happens is based on numbers, we are going to have higher performance. I hope that partially I could answer the concerns that Peter talked about, but I'm gonna study more and see if I can come up with better reasonings, because in general, that's my understanding. Whenever we work with machines, with computers, they are happier to work with numerical values. Whether we want it or not, there could be a phase of interpretation and compilation when we deal with strings and we want to work with them. So computer needs to compile them into some numerical values. So by saying that, I want to use your precious time for a sec, and I want you please wait a second that I make them visible. Yeah. I want you please go to assessments and go to the quiz, and please confirm if you can see quiz number 9 over there. Lovely. Excellent. Excellent. I just want to tell you one last point. Thank you. If there is any issue or something, let me know. So you have till tomorrow. You have time till tomorrow. But just to let you know, we already covered everything that you need to answer the questions. The other thing that I want to tell you, I try to leverage one of the lab exercise sessions. Technically, tomorrow would be the last labs that we are gonna mark our presence and our activities in the lab. But the next lab, I want to use and leverage doing something similar to assignment number 4, but it is something like, well, unofficial assignment number 5 in the class. So no pressure. We just sit there, work on it, try to learn, practice together. It could be a teamwork, fun. Bring your snack, enjoy your moments, just review the things. And the reason for that is there will be something like 30 questions for that too. And I considered that, and that is above the scope of the marking scheme that we already have. So we are going to have 3% for that practice, and that could be considered as a bonus practice. And the reason that I want to do that is some of our friends could just miss 1 or 2 quizzes, and they couldn't get enough of the marks that they expected for either quizzes or lab exercises. So 2 birds, 1 stone, actually several birds, 1 stone. One of them is it's going to increase our overall mark, right? It's a kind of a stress-free assignment that we do together, and it's a teamwork. So we practice and we learn from each other, and we do the research in the lab. And the last but not least bonus things that we get is we get ready for the final test. So that is what I designed. I hope that you feel it interesting as well. If there is no concern, no question, I'll let you go. I wish you the best for the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you all safe and sound tomorrow. Okay? Take care of yourself, guys. Have a good one. Ciao. My pleasure. Ciao. Oh, the at class. The at, oh, Wait a second, Mitika, sorry. It is, yes, thank you, MX5UQ. Thank you, Mesha. Take care. Ciao, bye. What do you mean unofficial assignment, Professor? Okay, Rachel, means that this is something that we do for ourselves. There is no folder for, and there is no, the mark that we are going to gain. It's going to be on top of 100%. Did I answer your question, Rachel? Means we do assignment, but there is no folder for it. It's like assignment, like assignment number for the same number of questions and so on. Okay, a stress-free assignment, I could say. Take care of yourself, Rachel. See you tomorrow. Ciao.